Namaste, dosto, and welcome back to another inspiring episode of Unplugged Strings and Story Talk Show with Sonal. आज हम बात करने वाले हैं एक इंस्ट्रूमेंटल जैज फ्यूजन बैंड से जो 2015 से बैंगलोर म्यूजिक सीन को शेप कर रहा है। S+OS यानी सुवंकर प्लस अदर स्टोरीज। ये बैंड अपनी ओरिजिनल कंपोजिशंस और अपने सिग्नेचर ब्लेंड के लिए जाना जाता है। जैज हार्मनी, फंक, ब्लूज, रॉक और एक फ्री फ्लोइंग एनर्जी। उनका लेटेस्ट एल्बम मिडिल क्लास एनार्की भी इसी स्पिरिट का एक्सटेंशन है। 10 साल की जर्नी, एक्सपीरियंसेस और रियल लाइफ स्टोरी का म्यूजिकल रिफ्लेक्शन। बैंड के सेंट्रल क्रिएटिव फोर्स है सुवंकर, अ गिटारिस्ट, कंपोजर और जैज गिटार में ALCM डिप्लोमा होल्डर। अरुणव, अ सॉलिड वर्सटाइल सेशन बेसिस्ट जो RSL ग्रेड 8 के साउथ इंडिया टॉपर भी रहे हैं। Ashwin, a diverse, energetic drummer who plays with multiple bands, and he brings a lot of different styles and flavors into the music. इनका साउंड ना सिर्फ मॉडर्न है बल्कि डीपली पर्सनल है। आज हम उनके म्यूजिक, उनके एल्बम और उनके क्रिएटिव जर्नी को एक्सप्लोर करने वाले हैं। So let's dive in and please welcome Suvankar, Arunav and Ashwin.
Hello.
Thank you for having us, Sonal
Yes.
Strings and Stories Studio.
Thank you. It's our honor to have you all on this show. So चलिए शुरुआत करते हैं। How did S+OS find its identity as a band? और क्या वो मोमेंट या मेमोरी याद है जब आपको लगा yes, this is our sound?
There are two questions. And I think one is like how it started, if I'm not wrong. It's this one. And second one was like when we found our sound, right?
Mm.
So it all started in 2014 when I was like a more of a like bedroom guitar player, and I was recording some stuff at my home. Then I went to studio to record. So the engineer who was producing the song, and he suggested Ashwin and to play drums on my track. So and another bass player called Ravi Nair, who has been part of S+OS at least for the beginning, from the beginning. So like we recorded a song. I just wanted to just record myself, and I wanted to check as a writer or a composer, and how things are happening. So it was completely for my own interest to grow as a musician. So then after a year, I guess, so there was this fest called the Feta de la Music, which used to be still, I think they still do. I mean, they curated by Alliance Francaise, Bangalore. So we got an opportunity to play there, and we thought, okay, let's take this band on stage and let's see how does it sound. So we started practicing, and we played 4 to 5 composition of ours. And back then it's 2015. So that I would say this 2015 is the year where we started playing live. So that's how the things started. Then Ravi left the band because he was playing the band, and he left the city also. So Arunav joined the band, and from that time onwards, like Arunav has been the solid member of the band, I would say.
Yes.
2016, I would say. So this is just a introduction how we started. And coming to your second question, that is finding the sound. It took some time because we're still figuring out because the reason is everybody is from different musical background, and each of us have different musical tastes and influences. And somehow when we're playing together, it has to make sense. And to being able to create a cohesive composition and this kind of stuff. So sometimes it happens magically. Sometimes we have to put our brain and we have to work on the stuff. So, but it's an amazing experience because like everybody has something to offer in the thing, and that's how the sound is shaping. So it's still shaping, and in a short, I would say it's a very jazz influenced band. Because I believe the two big pillars of jazz, or the derivatives of jazz, are one is the improvisation and second one is the interruption. These two parts always been heavy on this band from the day one. So although the composition and the tone, the attitude wise, where the way we are playing is more towards a rock or kind of a fusion-y side, but the thing is the sensibility and the musicianship and the way we react with each other, it's a very, very influenced from jazz.
That's really interesting. Superb.
Yeah.
So let's flow into something connected to this. मान लीजिए कोई आपका म्यूजिक पहली बार सुन रहा हो, तो मिडिल क्लास एनार्की उसके लिए कैसे एक्सपीरियंस होगा?
डिपेंड करता है अगर उसने इस तरह का म्यूजिक पहले सुना हो, बिकॉज हमारे म्यूजिक में एक बात है कि वोकल्स नहीं है, एंड हमारे देश में मोस्टली सारे दुनिया में ये है कि गाने को वोकल्स ड्राइव करता है, बट हमारे में वैसा है नहीं. तो हमारा है कि इट्स मोर ड्रिवन बाय द इंस्ट्रूमेंट, बाय मेलोडी. ठीक है, तो कुछ गाने हमारे ऐसे हैं जहाँ पे ये थोड़ा ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है समझने के लिए. जो मतलब जिसने पहले कभी सुना नहीं उसको लगेगा ये क्या चल रहा है. तो ताकि वो ऐसा ना हो, तो हमारे म्यूजिक में ऐसा रहा है कि हमने बहुत डिफिकल्ट सॉन्ग्स भी लिखे हैं, एंड टाइम टू टाइम उसको रिव्यू भी किया है कि पब्लिक को कैसा म्यूजिक, मतलब द काइंड ऑफ म्यूजिक दे कंज्यूम, राइट. हाउ डू वी इंट्रोड्यूस आवर म्यूजिक टू देम. So we had to simplify a lot of the things and change the way we wrote songs, to see how people interacted with what kind of music, right? So we had a lot of challenges. So uske hisab se then when we compiled all our songs, most of our songs into an album, we kept some of the easy listening stuff. कुछ songs हैं जो बहुत ज़्यादा मेलो हैं, बहुत सुरीले हैं. तो जब कोई सुनता है पहली बार तो वो अपील रह जाता है उसमें कि अरे वाह, ये तो बहुत प्यारा सा गाना है, प्यारा सा मेलोडी है इसमें. हाँ, so there's a recall value that stays. It's singable, right? So उस तरह से we have a song called Ghost Town. It's a very beautiful mellow ballady intro that it has. And when Suvankar wrote the melody, it stuck in my head, and it was there in my head for weeks, and I figured out कि हाँ, this is what we need, this is what people need, कि वो melody रहेगा तो people, तो लोग आएंगे उसको सुनेंगे दोबारा, and every time they listen to the melody it will give them something new to ponder about. So that was one of the simpler songs, Ghost Town. Simpler melodies, like keeping, it was what we had kept in mind. Dhire dhire we progress into more difficult transitions of the song, difficult compositions, not difficult really, intricate compositions where we go into. And there are certain, because India mein people are acquainted with pop and rock music. Rock music has always been there in our call it Bollywood or non-Bollywood indie music. तो हमने not just musical point of view से, हमने social point of view से भी बहुत कुछ लिखा है. Middle Class Anarchy, the name as it also suggests, right? So we wrote songs about counter spiritualism and the current state of affair and how things have been and how it is and all that. So blending that with the bare bottom rock, we wrote a song called Yo Swami. That's where the jazz fusion meets bare bone rock happens.
Okay.
And people who are into like rock and roll, they would definitely enjoy that kind of music. And then it takes through all the places and then comes into the title track of the song of the album called Middle Class Anarchy. Wahan pe the song becomes something that we actually stood for. like how Suvankar said that Ashwin, Suvankar, and me, we come from different musical influences, but the taste is always about experimenting and fusion. Like how can music from different genres be fused together to, make sense and make a very good sense out of it. So that we can connect with the people and so people with the music. And that's where Middle Class Anarchy, the song was there. And till this day, in the entire album, this is my favorite song to listen to and to play.
Yes. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'd like to add
Hmm.
to what both Suvankar and Arunav said about what you can expect as a listener from the album Middle Class Anarchy. So it has songs which are easy listening. It has songs which are funky and which will make your head bob. And there are slightly technically challenging compositions like Middle Class and Yoswami, which would make you question things around you. So yeah, in short, it's a blend of how we see life, where there is stability in some areas of life. Sometimes we take risks and we experiment and we break some rules, we learn traditions, we go out of our way in the traditional sense to find new avenues or new portals, to experiment. So yeah, this album is, you could say, it's an insight of what it would be like for the three of us to go in that journey.
Very nice. Lovely. So that gives a really clear picture to all our first time listeners. Okay. अब थोड़ा जॉनर के एंगल से देखते हैं. ओके, सो जैज फ्यूजन इंडिया में ज्यादा मेन स्ट्रीम नहीं है, फिर भी आपने इसे अपना कोर साउंड बनाया. सो व्हाई दिस जॉनर एंड व्हाट पुल्ड यू इनटू दिस डायरेक्शन?
Yeah. So basically, when you say the fusion, and like a lot of people in the country, and I mean especially, they think the fusion means always has to be like an Eastern and Western mix, but it's need not to be, because it's for some like if you listen to the fusion play like a weather report from one of the famous fusion band from 70s, is mix of the jazz harmony and the Latin rhythms. And so you know what meant, like different style of music can be mixed together. I'm talking about the molecular mix, you know so, and can form a sound, right? So, like for me, I started as a rock guitar player, and I always wanted to become a rock guitar player. And his little officer and the charisma around it and everything, frankly speaking. But musically, I have studied jazz, still studying jazz, and I like the jazz, and there's so many aspects of jazz. Similarly, I like different kind of music. So I won't consider myself a purist, but I like so many different style of music. And when I'm like writing this stuff, maybe consciously I'm thinking, or maybe unconsciously it gets portrayed in my composition. So sometimes I don't even know. So so I try to keep myself more open, and while writing the composition is mostly about the theme of the song. Like every song has the interesting story, and try to do the justice of this title of the story, what I have in my mind, rather than thinking too much of nahi abhi thoda jazz karna hai, isko thoda rock banana hai, or isko thoda and that kind of, it's not very conscious way of thinking, I would say. For me, I didn't think of starting a band of jazz fusion or something. Then when we as I mentioned before, when I recorded it, and then after the composition is done, and it sounded like more of like a fusion kind of stuff. So that's the reason the song and the composition dictates. I mean, who want to say that we are doing jazz fusion or something. So, but again, I say, like, but I don't like to be music to be tagged in a certain level, but sometimes we call it jazz fusion or jazz, so that people get some kind of a direction, because there are a lot of
True.
elements of those genres been reflected in this style of music, right? And there is, again, I'm saying, like, a fusion, there is no one thing can be called a fusion. There's no one definition there.
Multiple, yes.
So it was not popular, but I when I was writing, I didn't think about much of, like, what people are thinking about, so what could be a popular or something, that's how I think it's most of the influences. We are the byproduct of our influences. We are what we eat, and we are what we listen to.
A very lovely and unique thought for this direction. So now let's go a little deeper into the creativity. Okay, जब आप लोग compose करते हो, तो usually does it start from an emotion or riff, groove, या life moment?
I think I should take this, I guess.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it's everything. Like, it's mix of everything. Sometimes I like, while sleeping or walking or something, doing something, I get some ideas, right? So I write those ideas, maybe singing or something. Just put it in my mobile and write it. So there are a lot of ideas I get. I mean, but when I'm just writing a song, like, it's mostly about coming up with a title, and it gives me a guidance, like, when you are writing, musically writing something, obviously you have a lot of options you get, but which one to choose? And in a bigger picture, like, when me, Arunav, and Ashwin play, we have a lot of ideas to play, but we choose, like, what justifies the song. So what justifies the song, the theme comes to the front. I said before, in many places, like, the song is the boss. Basically, song dictates, like, what you have to play and what are the things you have to do musically. So that's how it starts. And sometime, like, also the fun part of the jazz fusion in this kind of a band, whenever we are much open to accept the thing. It is not a fixed part. Like, if you listen to someone, like someone listening to Metallica, nothing else matters. For an instance, that guitar solo has to be played exactly. I mean,
Correct.
that's the rock music people like to listen. These things has to be exactly the same. But when it comes to, like, a jazz and this fusion, it can be different night to night. And especially when you have a different musician on the board, and they can play it differently, and that's how the interaction and this kind of playing by listening to other members comes. So for I would say, like, when we do the album, all the drums played by Walkmin Korea, one of my friends. He recorded the stuff in Australia.
Mhm.
So he played in a certain way. But when Ashwin is playing with us now, and doing live, is very different. But
Correct.
that's the fun part of it, because everybody has their own style and everybody has their own takes. So we have to listen and just basically interact with each other and do the justice to the song. That's how the whole, like, a writing process to performance process, the whole picture of this. So any of the band member changes, or even if, as of now, we are playing as a trio, if there's a certain keyboard player comes and piano player comes, the sound will change. And
True.
you be very adaptive to this, and be very open and free flowing, and respect each one's ideas, and best, and I mean, where's that, build our improvisation or the playing around that. So it's a very free flowing nature and interactive, and certain openness to it. I mean, all
Correct.
jazz music are like that. That's the part I like most.
Nice.
Yeah.
So does the same process applies for a bassist also?
Um, for the bass player, I think it's more composition driven, like what the
Okay.
composition requires,
Hmm.
right? For me, and my approach mostly is like what not to do. Okay, yeah. So a lot of times, what happens is like how Shubhankar mentioned, the song is the boss here, right? Not you or anyone else. So whatever
Correct.
the song requires, we play. Now that makes it more focused for us to compose through the song within our own parts, like how we make our own parts within that. Like for it becomes much easier for me to lay down the grooves, because once I have a chord structure ready, some kind of a articulation done within the few chords or the way it's played, and then when I get some ideas from the drummer, okay, we are playing, let's say, in a certain kind of groove, then I can figure out, कि, okay, यहाँ पे ये बजा सकते हैं, यहाँ पे ये भी बजा सकते हैं, but let's not do this, let's do that. So it becomes much easier for me to compose my parts. And yeah, it's more like a subtractive thinking for me, what not to play, because
Correct.
you really don't want to overplay and, spoil the essence of the composition.
Correct. Right. So it's always mostly go with the song flow.
Uh,
Like,
Nice.
it really is that go with the flow, but sometimes we also decide the flow.
Absolutely. This is the क्या बोलते हैं, ये स्टाइल है S plus OS का.
Yeah,
Sometime
yeah,
we decide our own thing. Very
yeah,
nice.
yeah. Like that's the
Super.
beauty of this genre. Like it doesn't,
Absolutely.
you know, make hold us into something कि इसी में ऐसा करना है. Like when
हाँ.
we're into the fusion part, rules apply lesser on us. So we just go all out with our thinking and think more and then play according to the composition. So that probably brings whatever it's out there now for us.
Very nice.
Ashwin, you also had something.
Yeah. So for me, really, like Shuankar and Arunav said, the song is the boss. I get the framework and the mood. For me, mood is very, very important. The vibe or mood, whatever you call it. That is very important. That will decide how I design my sound, what kind of tone to play, uh, what kind of cymbal, or what kind of snare hit, if I should muffle the kick. All these become very important right at the beginning stages for me, because that will also inspire the rhythms that I'm playing or the groove that I'm playing. If it's, let's say, a song like Who Cares, it's more on the funky side. It's like 70s, 60s, James Brownish vibe. But it's also got the, what I say, Mike Clark style of, cymbal work. So it's a blend between the two. So that becomes really important for me. The mood, and also the tone of the guitar is really inspiring me to kind of add my parts to that. And of course, I see it as fusion, because considering fusion many genres are involved, and from a long time since playing together, we have uh, really like matched our influences in that genre, jazz fusion. So kind of it takes that direction, naturally. And I think of traditionally how things were done and what I can add that makes sense to the composition. And it's ongoing process. Um, as I get more creative or I get more ideas, I try and experiment. I love to do that. Sit and break down and discuss like small details like time feel and tone and stuff like that. So yeah, for me that's my approach. And of course there is the main rhythm, the hits, the groove, and all of that where we come together and we have a common understanding. Yeah.
क्या बात है, वेरी नाइस. ओके, अब जरा इंडी वर्ल्ड की रियलिटी पे चलते हैं. सो इंडी सीन टफ होता है. म्यूजिक बनाना अलग चैलेंज और उसे दुनिया तक पहुंचाना एक अलग चैलेंज. सो एज पर यू ऑल, इंडिपेंडेंट म्यूजिशियंस के लिए सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज क्या होता है?
I think music distribution and PR, because it's not just your that you're making music. Yeah, of course you're making music keeping your idea of music in mind. आप ये नहीं सोच रहे हो कि लोगों को क्या पसंद है मैं वही बनाऊं. उसके लिए बॉलीवुड है, था और रहेगा.
करेक्ट.
But when we make music, when we are done making music, then is the hardest part. Especially in today's day when music is free flowing, information is free flowing. पहले ऐसा था कि आपको अगर कोई आर्टिस्ट पसंद है, the only way you can listen to them is buy their record or go watch them live. But आज के दिन में you are just one touch away from listening to new music. So uh, the recall value of music gets lesser. The attention span has reduced like anything. So that is another aspect. And इसके चलते भी इतने सारे आर्टिस्ट अब बाहर है. Everyone is making great music out there, but landing it into the ear of the right people, the right audience, that's the biggest challenge right now in the country. Uh, yeah, we have Spotify, we have Amazon Music and Apple Music and whatnot. But yeah, connecting the right audience with the right kind of music, right? That is the biggest challenge right now. Because once it goes out there, people definitely like it. Yeah, I've played with many different artists, and this is what I've seen. कि you made music, किसी को पता ही नहीं चला कि music बना है.
हाँ,
But
होता
when
है.
some people, like आप किसी gathering में जाते हो, you meet some people in the party, hey, check this music out, and you know the feeling when they actually like a certain kind of music, be it whatever the genre is. So indie music scene में, this is the biggest challenge: the PR for the artist and the music distribution.
Some of the struggles and challenges that we have faced and we keep facing, I can speak for myself also, like personally. One thing is practice and the thing of the art form itself. Look, in my case, I am self-taught, and uh, the things that I learn on my own and the things that I practice, and then I go to the bandstand and I experiment. It's a long process of learning. That 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 is that's about learning, and it's ongoing. Even when playing with different artists, this is constantly going on, right? Okay, how does this go? What best can I do here? What best can I do here? Is this sounding wrong? Was it too early? Am I playing behind the beat? All of these things. Number two is a kind of creative block that comes especially when you have to play multiple gigs or different genres with different artists to sustain yourself. That's for stability of income. You either do a job, you take a teaching job, or you play a lot of different types of gigs, or you run a business. You have to do something to earn, right? Unless you have a label, a manager, and a solid support system which is taken care of, which is always not the case. You have to do it yourself, from uh, booking to finding gigs, venues, promoting, uh, and also like the recordings and like mixing and mastering and funding, everything you have to do it. So I think, yeah, all of these are challenges. I might have listed 4 or 5. you know. So yeah, these are one of the most ongoing challenges. Yeah.
So I like to add a few points. First thing you have to put out your music.
Hmm.
Then comes the other stuff like PR and reaching people. But putting out your music, for instance, recording an album, it takes a lot. Financially, it's uh, a
Hmm.
big amount of money goes there. And when you're investing it, and you have to keep one thing in mind, that you're probably not going to make a single penny out of that.
Okay.
So that is one thing. And for us, I mean, like, when we did this whole album, uh, from production to recording, so we have to do on our own, then before sending it
Yes.
to the mixing engineer or for the mastering. So that was a big learning curve for me, even for the drummer who played who played drums, because recording drums at home with the mics and everything, without prior knowledge, wasn't easy. So like then we had to do a lot of compromise also, because we wanted to record the album here, because it's a jazz music, so we wanted to play together, in a room and record it. That's how it should be. But the thing is that the budget is a big problem for us. So there's a reason we did, sat out in our room individually and record the album. It's a completely remote album. So that was a kind of a challenge for any jazz band who's face, like,
Hmm.
if they have to create music remotely. Those days are gone when you go to a studio and the recording engineer and
Correct.
everyone is waiting for you. You just have to go and record. Or
Yes.
uh, for that matter, like, there's a recording company who is producing the whole thing, or there's a record label who is promoting your music. It's not like that anymore. You have to do everything from the scratch. So that's a lot to learn. It's a learning curve for us. I have learned a lot from this, still learning. So yeah, those are the challenges. Just being able to play the guitar or just being able to play the bass is not enough. Just the start.
Correct. It's like you need to promote yourself, you need to do everything for yourself to get
Yeah.
into the market, right? So I'm sure बहुत musician इसे relate करेंगे आज, and they will definitely know the challenges and things to face before they step into this world. Now, speaking of musicians, so those who want to create original music like you people have created, but they are scared to start, तो आप उन्हें क्या मैसेज देना चाहोगे?
Yeah. I think, yeah, one should just go for it. अगर आपको लगता है कि आप में है कि ओरिजिनल म्यूजिक आप बना सकते हो, आपको आइडिया है थोड़ा सा, तो आपको एनीवे करना चाहिए, बिकॉज इट्स अ प्रोसेस जहाँ पे आपका खुद का आइडेंटिटी बिल्ड होगा. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, एक जो फियर है वो वॉल को तोड़ के आपको आगे बढ़ना ही चाहिए. वही है, बिगिनिंग स्ट्रगल तो है ही आर्टिस्ट का. यू हैव टू डू दैट. किसी भी आर्ट फॉर्म में ले लो, ऐसा होता ही है कि स्टेज फियर हो, या फियर ऑफ क्रिएटिंग समथिंग, राइटिंग हो, स्पीकिंग हो, म्यूजिक हो, डांस फॉर्म हो, ये होना नेचुरल है. तो यू हैव टू गो थ्रू दैट प्रोसेस and you have to do it anyway, and you will get better, and you will make it more unique. And yeah, initially at least you shouldn't care about what people will think or what you think that people would think. And of course, at the same time, uh, taking criticism, in a good way, that is also important. That helps us grow. So you have to critique your own work, and that's one of the challenges. You can't create a masterpiece in the first shot. You have to do a lot of things which you might not like, and as you grow, your art might kind of grow and evolve, and you might not like your earlier works. All that happens, but nevertheless you have to do it.
It is very scary when you begin with, right? Like, I'll tell you from my experience, because we grew up listening to, okay, this music is cool, that music is great. How do I get out there? And when we start somewhere, we feel like really small and feeble in front of whatever inspired us, right? And no matter how many times anyone says ki just go for it, it takes your own courage and inspiration to just actually just start doing it and find your way. I won't sugarcoat anything. It's not a, easy peasy process. It is a long process of finding yourself. Okay, people take their own lifetimes, but it can sound as difficult as it is or as easy as just go for it. Like, don't worry about what people are thinking or something, because it's you who is observing yourself, your music, and you are your own critic first. Then comes the rest of the world, whoever hears that. So to begin with, just start. It's like, how do I pick up an instrument first when I have no idea about it? You just pick it up, right? You look into it, play around with it. So playing around, having fun, developing your interest around it matters the most. And then it takes its own course and it shapes up to be whatever it becomes later. So don't be afraid. Just go for it, is what I would say.
Very nice. Okay, so now let's do some spotlight movement for each of you. Okay, so we'll start with Suvankar first.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so the question to you is, जैज गिटार और फ्यूजन के बीच आपका अप्रोच क्या होता है एंड एज अ कंपोजर व्हाट कीप्स यू ग्रोइंग एंड इवॉल्विंग
Okay, so the thing is that I play jazz music. Like when it comes to like jazz music, a lot of people were associated with playing the jazz standard, which is coming from the American songbook. So that's the tradition of jazz. So I play that music with a different group people and different groups. So where I try to play more traditionally using more traditional vocabularies and uh, also a learning curve, learning new songs from that American songbook, and that's one thing. But when it comes to like fusion, if I'm referring as my music like S+OS, it's mostly like uh, okay, I have learned this stuff from jazz. Okay, I have learned that stuff from rock or something. So it's again the same thing, like finding your own voice, what I have to say. Okay, so that is the approach. I would say when I play with S+OS, sonically, I'm much more diverse because I can use a different guitar tones, a different way of playing, different style of music. I can blend, you know, uh, different rhythms, I would say. So it's a lot of things can happen in when I'm playing in S+OS. I would say it's more diverse. Uh, mm, I'm not saying that it cannot happen on playing the standards, but the way I'm playing the standards is more traditional way. So also like I as a personally I stole ideas from jazz, basically I really study and figure out like what are the composers they were trying to do, learning their songs, learning their licks and lines, and trying to develop ideas out of this. So I learned a lot and I take a lot. So from that side of music, and same thing I do with the rock music or the blues music, which I like most. Blues is one of the thing I like most still today. I mean, from the day one I heard blues. I learned from all of this. And when I write the music, I think sometimes it comes consciously, sometimes it's unconsciously. So yeah, so that's the thing. Like it's a everyday process, just when
Absolutely.
you are writing a composition, like the part of growing is like how can I be better than who I was in last week. Even if I'm playing the same song, what are the different ways I can approach this. how can I be good at certain things and those kind of things. It's a continuous process. And it's inspiration comes from different things, right? If you listen to some amazing musician, it need not to be a guitar player, could be a piano player, could be a saxophone player, could be a vocalist. I listen to a lot of vocal based music. So you never know, but the thing is, a certain kind of a thing can influence you, right? So to write in that way, right? For so I would say, like, although we in a live set we play our original composition, but the thing is, I love pop songs, like pop song or rock, if you want to call it, like Beatles, Police, maybe John Mayer, maybe those pop artists. So what I do, I take their song and we arrange it in our own way, presenting in our own way. So it's also like a learning thing. Also, is a kind of a tribute to the composer, but not in a way that and I have to play exactly the way it is. It's more of like my take on it. So it's also a big part of what I'm doing, the arranging the songs for the guitar. I mean, arranging for the bands, like, can we play that music in a trio setup? Always not written for the trio. Because we simply just love the song. I mean, I'm not the guy like only listening to the jazz standard or any particular type of music. So this inspiration comes from everything. And as our song title suggests, like, inspiration comes from the daily events which we are facing. Like, for instance, there's a song called Ghost Town, which is about the live music ban in Bangalore. All the Bangaloreans would know the live music ban scene back in 2017. So it really affected me in a certain way. So when I wrote this song, is about that kind of a feeling, and also a tribute to the full-time musician. So end of the day, like, I'm an artist and I want to express whatever I feel through the medium I have. So like, that's the thing, like, whatever the stuff happening around me, musically, non-musically, this is all our experience, and being able to express those stuff with your instrument and say something with your own voice. Voice means I'm trying to say, like, your own sound. That is the big inspiration for me, that feel like, okay, let's do it. Yes, I do have to say something about this or something. So yeah, that inspires me.
Very nice. Super. Love that response. Okay, so now let's move to the bassist, Arunav. Bass player often सबसे ज्यादा invisible होते हैं on the stage. Okay, but इस album में your bass grooves really stand out. So what keeps you motivated as a bass player?
Thank you for the compliment to begin with. Yeah, I mean, much appreciated. Um, Again, I think it all comes down to compositions and also holding the two other aspects of music together. One is the rhythm, and the other is the melody and harmony. I stand somewhere in between, and when that part of your job role is clear, it becomes a little bit more easier, and you can fearlessly, approach the music that way. You don't have to think too much. You don't have to overplay. You don't have to do this, do that. This is your primary job. Once that is taken care of, uske upar you start doing whatever works. Ornamental things कर सकते हो उसके ऊपर. So yeah, I think that's the approach. One of the most fun part about this band is band में है ही 3 instrument.
Okay.
ठीक है. So that gives me a lot of place to play around with, and lot more responsibilities also, because we have to make it sound full. It cannot only be driven by one melodic instrument, which is the guitar right now, right? It cannot have, a song cannot be filled with drum solos. A song cannot be filled with guitar solos alone, or the bass solo for that matter. So when someone is doing something, पीछे someone has to support whatever they're trying to project, right? Or else it'll sound empty. So I can never shy out of that responsibility ki I have to make it sound full. And to do that, you have to sometimes come out of your like conventional way of thinking of playing the bass, root note bajate hue ghumna. No, that doesn't happen here. You have to like mess around with chords. You have to change chords. You have to mess around with a lot of things inside. But you have to keep things glued together from the production point of view also. And while writing the songs, you get the wildest ideas. You like, siphon them, and finally jo song pe jata hai, it sounds like something very different from what ideas we have individually. And when we take that on stage, right, you know that okay, now I have this much to deliver, because recording ke samay to bahut kiya tha, now it's time for you to deliver that.
Correct.
So that's the scary part. That also is the fun part. And once you start doing that on stage, and especially the interaction that we have with individual instruments, right? That really makes it fun. And once you get down the stage, पता है कि कल शो नहीं है, but you feel like oh, और एक शो होता तो ये कर सकते थे, वो कर सकते थे. So that is the like fun part of it. It is intimidating, but it's also the most exciting thing to do.
Superb. Just out of curiosity, कभी ऐसे हुआ है कि आप स्टेज से उतरे हो और ऑडियंस में कोई आके बोलता है, अरे यू हैव प्लेड अमेजिंग इलेक्ट्रिक गिटार? कभी ऐसा हुआ है?
Oh, yeah.
So that was my question for the up one, कि बेस प्लेयर मोस्टली होता है बैंड में, पता नहीं चलता अरे ही इज प्लेइंग बेस, लोगों को लगता है एक गिटारिस्ट है, एक इलेक्ट्रिक गिटार है, वही बज रहा है. एंड देन होता है कि अरे सर फोटो निकालने हैं, आपने बहुत अच्छा इलेक्ट्रिक गिटार बजाया है.
Yes.
तो
नहीं, मैं बोलता हूँ, मैं बड़ा इलेक्ट्रिक बजाया, इसने छोटा इलेक्ट्रिक गिटार बजाया.
Good one. Very nice. Superb. Okay, now let's talk to the rhythm powerhouse, Ashwin. So you play with multiple bands, but what emotional or musical difference do you feel when you play with S+OS? And what makes this band special for you?
I'll answer your second question first. Okay. Yeah, it's true. I play with multiple bands, and there's a lot of versatility that comes due to that. The difference that could really shape your experience playing with a certain band is the musical and emotional connect. Okay, since we've been friends and we are also learning together, we are exchanging ideas very often, trying to get on the same page, trying to get sharing knowledge and information, and our directions are also sort of aligned in this particular direction we are aligned in. So because of that, there is a connect, and also of course life experiences. Since we are friends and we are seeing life happen, so there is that connect as well, and that makes it really special, both musically and emotionally. And like I said, due to the fact that we are on a similar journey, we might be different, but we kind of, I could say similar journeys. So that helps connect really, and that makes this experience very special playing with S+OS.
Nice.
About various other bands that I have played for, that I play with, it also kind of, each experience is casting an experience on the next band that I play. Okay, for example, I've been playing with this blues band for a while now, and with S+OS we have a lot of blues music that we play. So it reflects, it comes out, I'm playing with the funk band, so, and we have a lot of funk in S+OS. So it comes out, it reflects. So each and every band that I play for, it adds, it adds to how the next thing is being done. Like, it's solidifying things for me. That's how I like to see the versatility that I'm able to be versatile, because of this fact that I get to play with a lot of bands. And also, I think I'm at a stage in my life where I'm looking at seriously, like, of course there's experimenting, there's learning, and there's influence, and there's creativity. I'm looking at something that could solidify, something which is more meaningful, which is like deeper, which connects with me, which touches my heart, and which is like more solid. I'm going towards that.
So, all right, that brings us to the end of our Q&A segment. And now it's time to switch gear and dive into a fun element of show, which is my favorite. That's game time. So we are going to play a game that's Band-O-Meter. So rule simple here. I will say a fun prompt and you simply point out to the member who fits that description. If answer is you, then point out to yourself. Okay? Ready? Let's go. So the first question is, who is the most laid back person?
Arunav.
Ashwin.
I would agree. Arunav. I think I'm laid back. Arunav is chill. Yeah.
Okay. Super. Okay, next is, who replies slowest on WhatsApp?
Arunav.
Me. That's me.
Busy guy.
Okay, how about you, Suvankar?
I'm fast.
Oh,
And if-
super fast.
Yeah, if I'm not replying, I'll say that, I'll reply later or something. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, next question is, who is the perfectionist in your band?
Suvankar.
Suvankar.
वो लगता ही है उनको देख के. Okay, next is, who randomly start riff during serious discussion?
Arunav.
Ashwin.
Okay.
Suvankar सोच रहे कौन है?
Yeah, like
Ravi.
we having discussion. The discussion is so strong. There's no chance for playing something.
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah. I agree.
Or
Yeah.
play like in a
I
band
told you,
setting.
Ashwin.
We are playing. Yeah, it's definitely Ashwin, and
Okay.
we're trying to figure out, and he also trying to figuring out. But the thing is that he's
We're
louder.
both trying to figure out something else.
Nice. Okay, the next one is now, who forgets cables or accessories during a gig?
I used to be that, but not anymore.
Ashwin, he may miss cymbals.
Yeah, Ashwin.
And he left his entire cymbal bag in BMTC bus.
Oh,
Yeah, that
In past.
happened
Yeah, so
about 10 years ago. Yeah.
नहीं नहीं,
Yeah.
ये हर म्यूजिशियन की कहानी
Yeah,
है.
that
I
happens.
agree. Yes,
even I
yes,
was
definitely,
all
definitely.
things, because forgetting whole cymbal set in BMTC bus, that's something.
All right.
That-
Yeah, it is.
Hmm.
It is.
I mean, luckily we found it, right? We found it.
Actually, no.
Oh, you
I
did?
did not.
So the last one is, who is the band's music angel?
I think we have to three of us call different names. I'll call Arunav.
I'll call Suvankar.
Yeah.
Suvankar.
Ashwin call Ashwin.
Ashwin call Ashwin.
I don't understand what is musical angel. yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to
So
make
yeah,
of that.
what does it mean to be a musical angel?
म्यूजिक एंजल इज लाइक कि वो सबसे बैंड का सेवियर है. एनी टाइम कुछ challenges है, ही इज द वन टू फेस एंड ही इज द वन टू लीड, लाइक दैट. म्यूजिक एंजल
I would say Arunav
बैंड का,
because
योर बैंड.
yeah, I would say Arunav because a lot of times he's been there,
Mm.
and you know, whether it's not just playing, recording, technical stuff, editing, giving it the lights, doing a logo, you know, all of these work front and back end things. So yeah, that way.
Like you said, the music angel thing. No, it's
Huh.
just now I got it. Like
Uh-huh.
when it like because running a band, there's multiple things are happening.
Hmm.
Sometime like from booking jam room to production to writing part, just not the music. A lot of other stuff's happening. So sometime Ashwin calls and books the studio, and I personally go talk to the engineer. Then Arunav comes, fix all the kind of stuff. So the way we do the work, we divide the stuff. Assign the work. Like I mean, it's not assigning like who is the best in that, because if
So
suppose
just take
who's
it up.
the studio engineer better, so he will communicate. If I know the venue owner better, I'll communicate. So it happens in that way. So that's been extremely helpful to my personal experience. Like if one person has to do everything,
Very
that
difficult.
very difficult. Also, like we also run it more of a kind of a not, I wouldn't say democratic. If Ashwin knows that stuff better, we rely on that. If Arunav knows that thing better, we rely on that. So that's how the band works.
Absolutely. So you know your expertise, and as per that, you pitch in and do the job. Very nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
For example, like when it comes to the design and kind of the logo design or the album
Logo.
design, I would certainly have a much more better skill than me or anyone. So like whoever what he says, like we take it. So that's how. So then probably and Ashwin also very good communicator with a lot of studios and getting a good deal. Just having the things much more professional. I mean, so many different things he can just so he takes care of those stuff time to time.
Nice. Superb.
Music angel.
Music angel. Okay, so amazing. That was super fun. So thank you so much, Suvankar, Arunav, and Ashwin, for sharing your journey, your music, and the heart behind Middle Class Anarchy. This conversation will inspire so many musicians, creators, and listeners. आप सब जो देख रहे हैं या सुन रहे हो, do check out S+OS का नया album, which is available on all streaming platforms. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to watch my another inspiring artist talks on Strings and Story, जहाँ हर कहानी होती है raw, real और inspiring. मैं हूँ सोनल. See you in the next episode. Take care and keep inspiring.